Good evening, friends and fellow science nerds at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. My name is Chelsea Ochoa. I am a resident educator at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, and I am so excited to be coming live with all y'all today and introducing John Shockness and Beau Osland coming in to speak about the project Kid Astronaut. So thank you so much for joining us. We've got a nice little combination of science and music and art to explore today. So it's going to be super nice. Thanks for coming on the live stream, y'all.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you.
We're happy to be here.
Nice. So a little bit of background. The reason why we wanted to bring you all on is because you recently recorded a music video in our Space Odyssey exhibit. And honestly, speak on it.
Oh yeah. So it's a collaboration with a video production company called Unwrapped. They do these live one take, experiences through different venues, I would say. So the last project that I was a part of with them was at the Russonian, which is the historic building in Denver. So they reached out to me after we filmed that, and they said, hey, we would love to do a Kid Astronaut thing. Beau is in my band. Beau Osland is in my band, The Nebula. And so, obviously I was like, my guitarist, gotta have him there.
Thank you.
So yeah, we were just so blessed and honored to be able to have the space opened up to us for like 2 hours or whatever that was after hours. And we got a really awesome video coming that I can't wait to see. The Unwrapped guys are editing it now. So it was fun though. It was an awesome experience.
Yeah, I was so glad to have you all in there. And I hope that we can continue to have more and more local artists collaborating with the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. It was just such a sweet collaboration. Can you tell us a little bit about why you wanted to use the museum for a music video venue?
Yeah, totally. I've been like manifesting that space for like years, honestly. I was like, one day I'm going to be able to play in the space exhibit. And like, I just kept saying it and just kept believing in it. And like, I know, just like for what I do as Kid Astronaut, it's just not, like I wouldn't, well, I guess one day I'd be able to like play a show on the moon or something, but we got to be creative right now and use the spaces that we have. And that's kind of the idea behind Kid Astronaut anyway. Like, there's obviously the astronaut part of it, which is very like scientific and technical, but there's also the kid element where I just want to play and have fun, and like using spaces like these, like the art museum or the Nature and Science Museum, to create art is, I guess, like the purpose of Kid Astronaut. Like, use what you have, use the tools that you have, and make beautiful creations from it.
Yeah, so you're both Colorado boys, right? So do you remember the museum from going there as a kid?
Yeah, I do. Oh my gosh. I remember, just thinking it's such an awesome and big and overwhelming space. And I went there quite a bit actually growing up. But yeah, I don't know. I loved it.
I think my favorite memory of the museum is the roaring tiger thing, saber-toothed cat, whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
You put a penny in and it roars at you as a child, and still as a 30-year-old adult. I love that thing. And I do it every time I see it. Oh, yeah. It's just so Absolutely. Awesome. I hope that never goes away.
That makes me so happy. That's so great. And so tell me more about, like, you have this name, Kid Astronaut. You're obviously very inspired by space. How did you choose that name?
So yeah, actually as a younger kid, I would always like want to call myself Kid. And like, I remember that being just like a thing that I would just like have. And Beau and I were in a band called Air Dubai a very long time ago. Not too long ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm an 80-year-old man. Back in my day.
That's a lifetime ago.
Back when we were young whippersnappers. Back when, thank you. I've been working on it. So when we were younger, we were in a band called Air Dubai. Beau played synth, and I was a singer. But even back then, I was like, I want to do something with Kid, just someday. And it was around 2015 when Air Dubai, the band, kind of split ways. I think you were in college at that time. So
Mhm.
unfortunately, Beau Money wasn't playing with us at that time. But we just grew and we wanted to take this next step forward. And for me, just I feel like astronauts just go into the unknown and kind of have to have no fear of that space of like what's out there. And that's kind of how I felt at the time, leaving this band that I had grown up with basically,
Mhm.
and venturing out into my own music. And I didn't play guitar at that time. There was a lot of stuff that I wanted to do and become, and that the Kid Astronaut thing just kind of came to me all at once. That's how
Nice.
I see
Yeah.
it.
So I have to ask, because I ask people this a lot at the museum, would you sincerely want to go to space? Because I think, like you said, a lot of people are afraid of that idea.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think about it every day. Like I want to build spaceships one day. My manager is a astronautical engineer, so he actually like works with SpaceX and NASA and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm like
Awesome.
closer than I think, and I'm also manifesting an actual show on the moon. Like
First
yeah.
artist on the moon. Yeah.
yeah. Like I actually do want to do that, and it scares
That'd be
me
so
as well.
cool.
But I just feel like if as long as it's like safe and we have the science behind it to make it feasible for artists to play shows, like why not have a music festival, broadcast it back to the earth in VR or something like that, and just do some really cool experience. I think about this literally every day.
I love that. That's so great.
Amazing.
And I remember us talking about that years
Yeah.
ago. And the fact that you're still kind of committed to that idea is
I
so
have to
cool.
be. It's gonna manifest. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm on the moon one day. Just
Oh my
like I was
gosh.
like, wow, I'm in the Denver Nature and Science Museum after hours, like playing a show. Like
Baby
it's
steps.
baby steps, but it's just crazy. We had such an amazing time. I mean, I
Mhm.
can't speak for Beau, but I
I had
think he had,
amazing
all right,
time.
he had
Yeah.
an amazing time too. We both
Confirmed.
had an amazing time. Being able to play music in that space and just walk through it. It's obviously a new exhibit. So it just felt just like the right time. It was perfect.
Mhm.
Everything
So exciting.
aligned.
That's awesome. So this is kind of making me think about your kind of sense of vision and the kind of work that you've been up to lately in the community. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the kind of work you've been doing in the past year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the pandemic, I've had a lot more time to think, and I haven't really been creating as much just because it's kind of hard to play shows right now. Like it's just us in a house. So we're not
Yeah.
around like, the groups of and hundreds of thousands of people we would normally be around. So using this time to really get invested in things that matter has been important to me. Um, Obviously, a lot has come to the forefront of culture as well, which I think is really good. But for me personally, I just think about like homeless people, people unhoused in Denver. There's been a lot of bad weather lately. And we always think
Mhm.
about these things, but it's just like what practical things can we do? So as musicians, we play shows or do fundraisers. And I think in some way just raising awareness and using your voice helps.
Agreed.
Yeah, I love that. It also kind of makes me think about the things that you've mentioned about Afrofuturism and having this idea of visioning us into a future that we want to create.
Mm. Yeah, I think for me, it's like as a Black artist, Beau not included in this one,
Yeah.
but as a Black artist, like there is a future for Black people, Black art. A lot of the foundations of music come from African culture.
Yeah.
So I think if we're able to just continue telling our stories in whatever way, and I love working with people outside of my culture as well, Beau included. So I think it's just awesome to it's helped me make a world for myself as a Black artist, but also create this world of everyone. And I think that's kind of been my mission with Kid Astronaut too. Like um, I use a lot of skull imagery in my artwork because I don't want it to be necessarily about a face or a visual, but just the what is beyond that and what's our pure essence. And I can't really like draw a soul. So the next best thing is to draw like a skeleton, and like there's that picture where it's like black, white, Asian, but it's all skeletons, and you don't know like there's really no difference at the end of the day. We're all just human, you know. So all of those things kind of tie into my art. Para mí.
Awesome. Qué linda. And so thinking about like technology, astronomy, the art world, and everything that's kind of transforming so quickly in our society today. And this question is for both of you. Like, what do you hope to see, like, for our future, for our society in the coming years?
Oh, wow. That's a big,
Is there,
big question.
I know that's kind of a big question, but, you know, like, is there anything, you know, astronomy wise or even musically for our Denver community that, you know, you're holding as a vision for our future?
Do you need a second?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I got answers.
So many
All right. For me personally, I mean, I have this vision of like building space pods that can easily travel up to space and like take like kid groups, like school groups and stuff, to like actually go visit space. I don't know how that would practically work, but I'm sure it's everything's possible. So I think about that a lot. I also think about just like the music scene. Someone asked a question on Facebook today, just like what kind of things can we do better in music? And I thought about access, number one, and I also thought about like more diversity. Like some of my favorite artists are female artists, and like I know now there's been a lot more presence of female artists in music, but just like in most of the shows I do, I'll try and involve like female artists because I think there's a lot of time when just more voices weren't being heard. So I think that's for me personally.
That's a good answer. Yeah. Wow. I guess I envision I guess a lot of safe housing for everybody. And I guess just access to what people need. So I know that's kind of general, but
it's not.
Yeah.
We don't have.
But it's so essential.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff,
it's not something that's tangible today necessarily, which is really too bad. So that's like the biggest thing. Thanks.
Yeah, I love that. That's really great. Thank you so much for sharing that. And, you know, for being artists in our community that always play that role of helping people to imagine a better future. And I feel like that's a big part of what you've been doing in the community for a really long time now. So thank you so much for that. And with that, let's jump into a couple songs. Would you be willing?
Yeah, let's do it. So this is the song that we played first in your beautiful space. The song is called Cosmos. Actually, don't play on this one. And the second song I'm going to play is Denver Museum of Nature and Science related too, but you'll see that as well.
Nice.
Here we go. The song is called Cosmos, and it's on my latest album, which is also called Cosmos, which you can listen to right now in the Cosmos. I don't look to the sky no more. I look beyond, and I don't seek with my eyes no more. Even when they're close, I stay guided. Oh, but I keep my faith in God and the cosmos. Oh, but I keep my faith in love that survives. Tricky little world, we all caught up in our religion, but if faith is so divisive, is it God that we believe in? Trying to find the message when the language is all different, we just keep our ears closed, but we're all speaking the same thing. God, can you hear me? Lost and we're searching for our redemption. I keep my faith in us, my faith in love when we're lost in decisions, our ego, our wickedness. Say, God, are you here with us? My people need lifting up. still not giving up. Oh, but I keep my faith in God and the cosmos. Oh, but I keep my faith in love that survives. Oh, but I keep my faith in God and the cosmos. Oh, but I keep my faith in love that survives. Oh, oh, oh,
Woo! Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
All right. So this song was actually written behind the Denver Nature and Science Museum. I'm sure, as you all know, here's how the Denver Nature and Science Museum struck me. So I'm looking out, sitting behind like where the glass is, looking out on like City Park and like the water. And then I like look up and I'm like, oh wow, I'm on a globe just like floating through space. And the sun was setting. It was awesome. So I wrote this song. Inspired by y'all. Sun is setting, darling. It might get dark out there. You might feel a cold breeze call you in October. Yeah. I can't wait to see you underneath purple lemon sky. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Waves of color paint our scene, and birds are dancing way up there. Yeah, yeah. I'd be jealous of their freedom, but I like it with you down here. I can't wait to see you underneath purple lemon sky. Underneath purple lemon sky. Underneath purple lemon sky. Underneath purple lemon sky. Underneath purple. Do 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 do. Oh, yeah. Purple lemon sky. Purple lemon sky.
Cool.
We've never played that together.
No.
All right. That was it.
Oh, nice. So beautiful. Thank you. How old is that song, by the way? That last one.
2000. Probably like 17.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard you play that song a couple times before, and I always love it.
Thanks.
And I had no idea that you wrote it right outside the Science Museum, though, and that makes me so happy because
Oh wow,
That's awesome.
I'll be like walking home from work And, I work in the planetarium all day sometimes. And then I look up at the sky and I have that exact same feeling that you described, man. Like we're on this ball flying through outer space and it's just
the
such a
vibes.
beautiful spot. Yeah. Oh, so good. Thank you both. That was really beautiful music.
Cool.
Yeah. So tell us, how can we find that? How can we get access to your art?
So yeah, Beau.
Yeah, well, most major streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, and others.
Yeah. And actually, Beau's in a band called Pandas and People. I'm Kid Astronaut, and like you said, like our music is all on Spotify, YouTube. Yeah, pretty much anywhere you listen to music. Please go stream it 1,000,000 times.
Yes, be ideal.
So excellent.
1,000,000 per
Pandas
person,
and
please.
People. I love that name.
Oh yeah, thanks.
What is that? Why Pandas and People? Do you have
well, yeah. I mean, it's nothing too interesting. I hate to say. It was mostly like we needed a band name, and that's just kind of what came out. Like
I love it.
Pandas and People.
I love pandas.
Me too.
Real nice.
I enjoy
real
it.
nice.
Thank you.
All right. Are you ready for some rapid fire questions to wrap us up? I've got 5 questions for you. You don't have to answer perfectly, but they're just kind of fun questions.
Okay.
The first one is, can you tell us about some of your favorite local artists? Maybe drop a few names that you think we should all check out.
Okay. For me, obviously, check out Beau's music. That's my bro right here.
Thank you.
The names that come to mind for me are always like Sorrells, Kayla Marquis. They just put out an album called The Grand Alliance, which is really dope.
Oh, I love that album. Yeah.
Yasi, Kayla Ray, Danae Simone, Rachel Bailey, and Abrul are all names that you should watch this over again and then go listen to a song from each artist.
Those are great. I'm gonna put another generic plug in, kind of. 102.3 is a great local radio station, and they play a ton of local bands and artists, and I love them and everybody they play. So I'd go there and see who they're playing.
Yeah. Cool. I hope people are taking notes on some of those names. Nice. So what is your favorite object in space and why? Like a star, a moon, a planet?
Oh wow, okay. I took that like super literally. I would say a nebula.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Not a specific nebula, but like a nebulous one.
Yeah, just a nebulous form. Yeah.
That's
my band name as well. So
yeah,
that's nice.
I have a lot of answers, I feel like, for some reason, that are coming to mind. But well, lately I've been loving Jupiter and Saturn, especially because they came so close recently, and I was so excited to see that in the sky. I was tracking it each night until they were like so close to the naked eye. But I just love stargazing too, and constellations, and always look for Orion's belt. That's like my go-to constellations.
Yeah, that one's a classic. Yeah. Nice. Well, that leads me to my next question. Where is your favorite place to go to either look at the stars or watch the sunset?
I personally, I'm more of like a moon, like me and my sons, we like to look for the moon. So my favorite place to like moon gaze is on my porch at my house, but I don't know. Stars and
nice.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And I love camping, and so pretty much anywhere I can get as remote as possible. I love camping all through Colorado and trying to get a campsite where there's not a lot of light pollution. But yeah.
Yeah, stars
basically anywhere
like that, dude.
Nice.
So true.
Well, it is just about a full moon, by the way. So to both of you and our listeners, you can go outside right about right now and probably look pretty close to right above your head at zenith and check it out.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So what is in current science fiction do you wish would become a reality?
Wakanda forever. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
I really would like to see Wakanda style, like Afrofuturism, like space. I just thought that movie was so awesome, and I don't know. I would love something like that. Like, I feel like we're technologically should be a lot further than we are. We should be like at least hoverboards like Back to the Future by now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
I would love to see teleportation. It's so convenient. Can just get there with snap of a finger.
Work
That'd be
can
incredible.
start at 6:59 and I will be there by 7. I promise.
A lot more sleep.
Love it.
Yeah, so much more sleep.
You could play like multiple concerts in one day, just zapping all over the place.
Across the world. Oh my
That would
gosh.
be
Yeah.
really cool.
That'd be so awesome.
Save a lot of money on flights too.
Mhm.
I feel
No jet lag.
and-
Yeah.
jet lag, carbon footprint.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is our last question. If you were going to create an exhibit in the museum, if you were going to imagine an exhibit in the museum, what would you want it to be about?
Wow. I guess it would definitely be like in the space exhibit, it would be something with VR, but it would be like probably like space traveling with like aliens around you, and you get to like
Ooh.
I don't know, see different like alien life forms. I think would be really interesting in virtual reality for me personally.
Nice.
That's the first thing that came to mind. I'm sorry, I'll think about this later.
No, that's great.
Love it. That's rapid fire. It's fine.
I would like an exhibit that's like mathematically focused because I studied math and I've always been passionate about math my whole life.
You
So
should
like,
work at my job, dude.
oh, that's cool. Yeah. So like the math of everything around us and nature and in space. I don't know. And then just like introducing people to more math.
I love
that. That's so awesome. Very cool. Yeah, and just hearing you talk specifically, because we do have now virtual reality to some degree in our Space Odyssey exhibit. So to people that are listening, come and check out our new Space Odyssey exhibit because it's really pretty.
Cool.
And you're going to get a really nice preview of it in this upcoming music video that's going to be dropping. When can we expect it to come out?
Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. It's definitely like in the editing booth right now, and they're going to take their time, but between when our last video came out, it was probably like a week or two. So
yeah,
we should have it in the next couple of days, honestly.
Excellent.
I'm excited to see it too.
Yeah, it was a really cool recording process, having you go through the whole like exhibit basically all in one shot, and it's live singing and guitar playing as well. So that makes it really cool.
Yeah, I'm so
Love
excited.
Well, thanks y'all so much for coming on and chatting with us tonight. I really want to appreciate you and all of the stuff you're doing for our community and sharing the spirit of space through art. It's just so fantastic. So thanks so much for spending some time with us. Everybody who's watching, please check out their music, Kid Astronaut and Panis for People. Super awesome stuff in the local music scene. All right, well, happy Friday night to y'all and happy full moon. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, peace. See ya. Have a good night, y'all.